Yeah, hot duty in a box.
Who doesn't love it?
I don't know.
I mean, Julianne Moore's character in May December.
Yeah, she was just like, oh, throw
She's
it.
like, it's not shit in a box.
It's just poop in a box.
Yeah. I said shit with an S C
Yes.
H because we live for the shit family.
We
here.
do. But how do we even do this anymore?
Hi,
I
guys.
feel like I'm rusty.
Let me just say this. Hi, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome to the new year. And by that, I mean, this month is a month to celebrate. January. No, hold up. Jan's, Janual, Janbury. January, Janbury.
Janbury. Yes.
January, Janbury.
Yes. January.
If you guys don't know what Janual, January, Janbury is, look it up.
Read fashion. A book. Yeah,
it's fashion.
It is fashion. the fashion is probably somewhere in between. Let's see here.
It's a sundress.
It's a sundress. It's a sundress from Anthropology.
Yes,
but no, maybe not Anthropology, but a Chico's, and Hobby Lobby.
Yes.
Or Michael's.
The Hobby. Yes. See, definitely not Hobby Lobby. We're not Hobby Lobby people here. The only time you go into Hobby Lobby is when you need to take a shit.
Yeah.
And I said that SCHIT. And that's the only time you go into Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
But I could totally see her hot gluing patches and pins. It says patches and pins,
and in glitter on the back.
Jan.
Yeah, Jan's January Janbury. 2024.
2024. It's every year. It is Janual, as we all know.
It's Janual.
It's always Janual. So welcome to the new year, everybody. Welcome to 2024. We have been very busy, the two of us. We are trying our hardest to get back into the groove. Listen,
stupid busy.
You guys might be getting an episode every other week until we can get situations figured out, and that's okay with us because we're not being paid. And so
if you're gonna get what you're gonna get.
So if you guys want more, then what you need is to like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, and also the
Venmo us.
Venmo down below.
And we'll put our accounts and routing numbers for you to easily find and not steal from us, though.
No. You won't get any of that information, but we will. So definitely PO box us blank checks.
Yes.
But only still from your rich auntie or uncle. Take them blank checks and send them.
Yeah, anybody's blank checks will do. As we are not biased when it comes to blank checks. But I'm still kind of obsessed with January Janbury.
Yeah. Because that's what we're celebrating this month.
Yeah, I feel like this episode is about Saltburn, which I think features a lot of Janburys.
It is. It's Jan's Janual.
Yeah. What are we going to do for Jan's Janual?
What are we doing for Jan's Janual?
Jan's Janual is coming up.
Yeah, what's the theme? What's the theme of 2024, though? Like if Jan's Janual, January, Janbury had a theme.
It would be, I think it would have something to do with dogs and cats.
Sure. Oh, yes.
Like a dog and cat themed birthday party, but times 100.
Yeah. So what would the costumes be though?
The costumes for the
ringleaders,
ringleaders,
like cat and dog ringleaders,
or just everybody in like a lesbian vest.
Oh my God, John! The theme would be dog show,
but they would be dog show.
But because they're inclusive, it's a dog and cat show.
It's a dog and cat show, and also
everything in between because
it's a spectrum.
It's a spectrum, and so that's what it would be. It would be themed like what are those things called? The kennel. What are those? The kennel club.
The kennel club dog show. Purina Kennel Club dog show.
Is that what it is?
I think so. Maybe they show it on Thanksgiving.
Why are they always touching dogs' buttholes?
I know. We watched it this year on Thanksgiving, and it was like there was a lot of holding dogs by the butt.
It's so weird.
I don't like it.
I'm like, do you think this dog can't be comfortable?
No, and also the owner is too comfortable holding a dog by its butt.
Yeah.
By
like,
its anus.
Yeah. And also it's like, I don't get it. Are you like it's
Are you trying to stimulate the dog?
you know those little chewy, the little soft chewables? It's like a little suppository.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine. They're like, here's your treat, but since you're going to gain weight through the mouth, we'll put it right.
We're gonna boop it right in there.
I mean, listen, we're cutting out the middleman, and we're just going to put it right in your butt.
Yeah, as anybody would.
I mean, that's what I do with all my dog treats.
Yeah, so, just put them right up the butt, and
they taste better that way.
Yeah, but you know who also loves to be on all fours?
Oliver Quick?
Yeah, Oliver Quick from Saltburn.
Which sounds like a dog's name.
Yeah, Oliver Quick.
Oliver Quick.
Yeah, so Saltburn. It is a movie that is by the way, welcome here to Mean Girls Interrupted. I always feel like we always beat around the bush about what show it is. But I mean, I'm going to get right to the facts here.
I shouldn't say if you can't read. There are people who are visually impaired, and I'm so sorry.
Yes, it's true. They cannot read.
They can't read on a screen, but girl, talk about Braille.
Let's talk about Braille.
Let's talk about visually impaired people and reading because they can tell you're ugly by touching your face. What a roast.
The most.
John, can you imagine?
The biggest roast.
Somebody just rubbing your face and being like, I'm
Happens
good.
to me all the time.
Like, I'm good.
Happened to me yesterday. But
and we're not over here making jokes about that. I'm talking like you guys have all the power to take somebody's self-esteem and throw it right into a pile of dog trash.
Shit. Oh, I forgot about our tagline. Throw it in the trash.
Throw it in the trash.
Throw it in the trash.
2023, throw it in the trash.
Yes, 2023 has been thrown in the trash. It was awful. It was terrible. And I'm glad that will never be seen again.
That old dusty witch is behind us.
That it is. Literally behind us. Day 2.
Watch out. 2. She's behind you.
Yeah. Yesterday was Jan 1 and today is Jan 2.
Every single day of this month it's just Jan.
Yeah, it's the largest franchise of any month ever.
It's just Jan. It's Jan 1, 2, 3, all the way to 31. Everybody, it's like
there's 31 installments of Jan.
Do you know those people whose birthdays happen and they're like, "It's my birthday month," and it's like, no,
I do. No, it's not. I am so glad you brought this up because a birthday month,
John,
is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Here's the PSA for those of you out there who have birthday months.
All the narcissists out there who think that an entire month is entitled to them because it was their birthday for one of the days.
It's like, there are so many people who were born on the exact same day as and time as you.
You are not special.
You're not special. And B, why should we celebrate a person who honestly we could probably do without?
Yeah,
I'm not going to celebrate.
If you're the type of person who like dedicates an entire month as their birthday month, you're probably one of those people that are the worst in a friend group. You're probably a difficult person to be around.
You're the one you are the person who everyone's like, should we invite them?
You are that type of person who is probably heterosexual, cisgendered, and you probably are the bride who asks for everybody to come to their bridal shower bearing specific gifts.
You're the type of person to send an invoice to somebody who didn't make it to your wedding, and so you're charging them for the seats they couldn't fill.
That's very specific, Travis. Do you know somebody who did this?
I actually read about a person online who did this, and I thought that's atrocious.
Oh, wow.
They sent him an invoice. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Nobody told
No.
you to spend $170 on a plate of fucking chicken fingers.
So that doesn't make any sense because it's like, if they had shown up, they would not have had to have paid.
No, the person was going to pay anyway. So it's like, we're going to charge you for this. It's like, I don't know. Open up that card that your Aunt Gina brought you. She just paid you like $5,000.
Yeah, so weird. Also, you know what needs to be canceled in 2024?
Straight people.
That and also store registries.
Okay. Okay, wait, no, I'm gonna hear you out, and then I'm gonna have a counterpoint. So you
okay, because store registries in 2024 are canceled. It's ridiculous to go sleuth to like go to your local Target or your local Walmart or whatever and build out an entire shopping list and then force the people who are coming to your wedding to go buy all those things.
It is okay. I will listen. I see your entitlement, and I will raise you. Yes. But also I'm going to take some of them cards back, girl.
Okay,
because, cool. And here's why. If you're fast enough on that registry, you can buy the cheapest item, and you're not going to disappoint them.
Oh, now, right.
I don't know what to buy a person on the registry, but here's where I'm gonna go down a different path from you.
Okay.
If I can afford something on your registry and you don't like that I brought you what I could afford, you're not worth the salt anyway.
Yeah, but it just
whatever that expression is, salt, how you just like,
that it burns sometimes, and then you get a little bit of a salt burn.
Yeah.
We're still on topic, everyone. But okay, I hear you on that. It does make it easy for the buyer to be like, okay, what's the $1.99 thing? And there you go. Yeah. But also just like the mentality of like the people being celebrated. You have invited all these people who you supposedly love and care about to your wedding, your baby shower, whatever straight event it is, and you're like, how can we crowdsource like the guest list honestly, to get all of these things that we want and need?
True. It's honestly, like, it is the most selective because they're like, who would bring this? Bitch, you know what I'm bringing to your wedding? Syphilis.
Yeah,
I'm bringing syphilis, and you know who's getting it? Everyone.
Everyone in the band. Everybody in all the groomsmen.
Yep. The groomsman was the one who gave it to me, and I'm bringing it back.
Yeah.
This is called circling it back.
Yeah.
Since we're in that part of the year.
This is the concept for It Follows 2. It all takes place at a wedding.
There's going to be an It Follows too.
I'm sure there is. It was very successful.
It was. Also, it's very creative. It's a very creative movie. I've never
seen it. I should see it.
I think you would enjoy it.
I probably would.
I do think you would enjoy it. But take your time, girl.
You know what movie? I will take my time, Travis.
Take your time, girl. Yes,
2024 is my year.
Oh, it is. Yes, because it's your birthday year.
It is my birthday year. Is it?
Yeah. You're going to have a birthday in 2024.
Oh, that's right. This entire year is my birthday year.
Yeah, because it happens at the end of the year. This is your entire year, John.
Yeah, forget about January, Janbury.
Yeah.
This is going to be John's
January. Hi, his name's John and my name's Travis. We forgot to introduce ourselves, and this is a movie review podcast.
Yes,
and we have gotten off track.
I think we're still on the subject of Saltburn. I think this all ties in, and it dovetails perfectly.
It Dove Cameron tells. And honestly, I was listening back to one of our episodes, and you made an Ava Max joke that I didn't catch until then. And I laughed. I laughed to myself.
About Ava Max?
John, I couldn't remember. I wish I could tell you, but you said, we said Grody to the max, and you're like, Grody to the Ava Max. And I laughed back because I didn't catch it the first time.
That's funny. I think I did notice that you did laugh at it. I was like, that'll be a listen back moment.
Yeah, it's a listen back moment. And I'm like, okay, I said work because I honestly wonder about Ava Max sometimes.
I worry about Ava Max sometimes.
You do?
Where is she? Is she being superseded by Tate McRae?
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys, and I'm so serious right now when I say this.
If you're not on the visual medium of YouTube, I can see and confirm that Travis is serious.
I'm so serious. Okay. For all of you out there who
Yeah.
are like, Madison Beer, who? I get it because I didn't listen to her before.
Who's Madison Beer?
I'm telling you right now, you guys go listen to her album, Silence Between Songs. You are going to live. You will live this. She was like, I don't
Okay.
even know what happened because I've listened to her songs before and I was like, yeah, they're good. They're cute. But this album, I was like, okay, vocal range. And also, she has stepped away from what she was before. Next,
Rebranded, maybe.
rebranded.
Okay.
Citizen Queen. Citizen Queen. Please
Citizen
go listen
Queen.
to this pop girl group who are so incredible. Their album's called Click. I shit you not. Every track, Madison Beer, Silence Between Songs, Citizen Queen, Click, and also there's some good songs on Tate McRae's album. There actually are.
I think I don't know what a Tate McRae is, where she came from.
She came from Canada, bitch. She came from
Canadian?
She came from the north.
She's the queen of the north, apparently. But I don't know.
No, that is Brooklyn Heights title.
Oh, that's right.
Tate McRae can live in that shadow, but we will let her. North. We'll let her have a little bit of light because it's cold over there. Let that snow melt.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't figure out Tate McRae yet, but yeah.
I like where she's headed. I think she has a future. I just want to see more. Like, girl, if you're going to give us dance moves and Sex Kitten, I need I want every, this is so crazy and so gay of me because do whatever you want, but I want visuals. I want choreography, and she has been giving it this time around.
Okay, because I don't know. There's this video that plays at the gym where it's a Tate McRae video, and she's like in boxing gear.
She's actually she's in a boxing ring, and that is called X's, which is an amazing song. And then she also has another one where she's at a hockey rink because she's leaning very far into that whole Canada.
She's leaning into the Canadian nationalism.
We love hockey, which I'm here for. I'll tell you this, hockey's the only sport I've ever flown to a different state to watch.
Yeah, the only kind of hockey that I like is
the stick part.
The stick part.
You know what I like about hockey?
Yeah.
That none of them dudes have teeth.
Yeah. I love a
They've all been knocked out. Person. They've all been knocked out. And guess what? The reason why I don't like them teeth? No more jagged edges.
Cool.
You don't have to. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know who doesn't have any jagged edges at all?
Hold up.
Guess.
I'm going to take a wild guess. I'm going to take a wild guess. Jacob Oh-Lordy. Oh-Lordy. Jacob Oh-Lordy.
Jacob Oh-Lordy.
And then also, let's talk about
Barry Keogan. Let's talk about Barry Keogan today.
Because
we've talked about Barry Keogan before on this
Saltburn. Everyone is the movie we're doing. You've heard about it.
And it stars, if you're they really marketed this thing everywhere. So if
Margot Robbie produced this, so
Margot Robbie did produce this. She also produced. This is directed and written by Emerald Fennel,
who we love.
But let's just talk about Emerald Fennel's name for a second. Okay, first of all,
that's a rich name. That's a rich person.
She's rich. But also, let's not pretend anymore. Let's step out from behind this curtain, this facade, if you will.
Sure.
The last name is Fennel.
Yeah.
Like the food.
Do you know who also did that? Do you remember Keeping Up Appearances, that British show where they were like Bucket? The last name's actually, but they like to call them bouquets. Oh, what an amazing show. I lived for that show.
Yeah, that was a really funny show. Also British, which Saltburn is a British import.
Still on brand.
And so this stars Barry Keogan as Oliver Quick and Jacob Oh-Lordy
as Felix
gorgeous
Cotton.
Felix last name.
Felix Catan. Felix Catan.
Felix Catan. if you will. And Rosamund Pike.
Okay, work, serve.
Yeah, Rosamund Pike serves in every single thing she does. She's so underappreciated in my view.
You want to know who stole
I mean,
the show for me?
Who?
Carrie Mulligan in that red hair.
Carrie Mulligan.
Girl, she was only in this movie for not that long.
She was weirding out. But
she
obviously, she starred in Emerald Fennell's directorial debut, Promising Young Woman.
Yes, which we have not reviewed here, and we won't because we've already watched it.
Because that ship has sailed.
Yeah, yes, it has.
And so I think, so also a fun Margot Robbie tie-in was Margot Robbie obviously produced Barbie, the movie, and Emerald Fennell plays pregnant Barbie, which is a non-speaking role.
Yeah, she does. She plays basically Jan.
Yeah, Jan. Yeah. So Emerald Fennell decided to be like, hey, step aside, Barbie. I'm going to make my own January Jamboree and call it Saltburn. So Barry Keogan, what a leading person.
I had no idea.
A star, if you will.
Can I just say this first off? I had I never watched a trailer for this movie. I did not know what this movie was about, aside from the people that were in it. And I was like, I could get behind this.
Yeah. Yeah.
This movie, I will say right off the bat, is not anything you're ever going to expect.
That's true. It is unexpected. It is
you will feel uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable many moments during this movie.
I wasn't. And what does that say about me?
It's that you've lived a very hard life.
Like you're weird.
No. Hard knocks, girl, because there were some moments in this where I was
what moments made you uncomfortable? By the way, we spoilers alerts.
Spoiler alert. You guys can watch this for free on Amazon if you have Amazon Prime. Whatever. Do whatever you want to do.
But we're gonna spoil it. But what moments were those that made you shift or kind of cringe or get a little flustered and uncomfortable in your chair?
Okay, so one of them was like, girl, please do not lick the bottom of a tub. Like, I need you to not do that.
Interesting.
That's so crazy. That's actually so crazy.
I thought it was relatable content. I saw myself in this movie.
The reflection in the water pooling at the bottom with all of the that word that rhymes with Schmeeman. Or sorry, Neiman Marcus. Rich people.
Siemens Marcus.
Also the whole like, well, lucky for you, I'm a vampire. That was crazy.
Right. That was
that was crazy.
There is a character who is it's that time of the month for her. And Barry Keogan, he takes it and runs with it.
He's fine. He takes
it and runs with it.
You know who looks at an opportunity is like, yeah, sure, there's some bumps in the road, but I'm driving the right vehicle.
Yeah, he's going to stare that gift horse right in the face.
Yes, he is. He's going
to buck it.
You know what else he's going to do? That gift horse also comes in the form of a freshly dug up, a fresh grave. That soil, girl, you can smell it.
You can see, you can smell it. Also, that did not make me uncomfortable. I feel like, but was that the point of all of these like really shocking things and sort of perverse, if you will, things?
It is like, perverse, but it's also like,
was it just to make the audience uncomfortable, or was it exploring? Like, was Emerald Fennell? Was she like expressing a certain, maybe a little bit of queerness about her that she likes to fantasize about.
I hope so. But also, who knows? Like, truthfully, who knows?
Truthfully, who knows? And you know what? You know which part what I thought was pretty amazing? Spoiler alert.
Sure, tell me.
Rosamund Pike, Barry Keogan ripping out her ventilator. That was pretty amazing.
Can I thank you so much for saying that?
I was like, choices. We're making creative choices here today.
The way he cracked that whip, bitch, when that thing came out, he said, let me give it a little flair.
Yeah.
He said
stylized.
That was good.
That was good. I liked it. And Barry Keogan, what a star.
So, do we want to give a synopsis or not so much? Because I kind of don't know if
it's
I want
hard
to
synopsize, but the basic rundown is this. Barry Keogan plays Oliver Quick. He is what is he?
A liar. He's a liar.
He does lie sometimes, if not all the time.
Mostly, though.
And he loves to lie. And he's a student at university, like a very fancy
Oxford. He's at Oxford.
Yeah. And as we all know, you have to sort of have the plug-in to be fancy Oxford people.
That's an Ivy League school, what we would call an Ivy League school, but it's in...
And he's there on scholarship.
Or so they say.
But yeah, he's a quote-unquote scholarship kid.
Yeah, which is apparently embarrassing, which, like, girl.
Yeah, the movie's theme is all about status and the power dynamics that lurk in there. There's classism. There's
we heard one of the characters call him a serf.
Interesting. What does that even mean?
A serf. SERF. So serf is a word like basically you're lower class. A serf is a person who would
I see what you mean.
A serf is somebody who would work for upper class, the upper echelon.
Yeah.
And he is called that basically right before our dear friend has those accidents with the razor blade in the bathtub.
Oh, right. Yes, there are some accidental razor blades.
Whoops.
In the by a bathtub.
Honestly, there are some scenes in this movie where I'm like, girl, hi. You know, just if you're having those sorts of thoughts, please call somebody.
Yeah. Do that for sure. And so it starts off with Oliver Quick. He becomes unlikely but fast friends with Jacob Oh-Lordy, who has like an English title. He is a very tall, gorgeous, popular guy at school. Has everything handed to him, literally. Without even having to ask. And
it also seems pretty chill for somebody who literally has an estate that you could lose. He's
a nice guy, and you don't really. There's people around who talk about him, and you would kind of think that maybe he might have. He's just like a bratty. He's a brat. He's a socialite.
He is uppity.
Yeah, he's uppity. Snobbery is going on, but he takes a liking to Barry Keogan's character, who is not of means. He's there on scholarship. And through this friendship, Barry Keogan is thrust into the world of the elite.
Oh, and is he ever?
Yes. And so
thrusting is something he enjoys too.
He loves to do it.
Thrust.
Let's just say it one more time.
Thrust. Wait, no, you have to roll the R though.
Thrust. And they should have just called this movie Salt Thrust. Missed opportunity. Emerald.
Yeah.
Emerald. So this movie is very horny.
Oh,
it's the horniest movie I think I've seen in a very long time.
I do like that.
Yeah. It's like it's horny in the way that like White Lotus was horny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I totally. Actually, you're 100% correct because they are rich. It's a rich people horny, which is Is that a different?
There's a level of debauchery going on that only the elite can handle.
Hi, if you're rich and you're watching this on YouTube, can you comment down below? Do you party
like Rosamund Pike?
Like what? How do you feel when you're horny? Explain to us what that. Where does it start? Does it start in your wallet?
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Do you get on all fours and lick the drain of a bathtub?
Yeah,
Is that what you do?
Are you like trying to get that salt lick, girl? Not just a
Yeah.
salt burn, a salt lick, because you know that water was
Yeah.
vile.
Yeah. Does using sex as a power dynamic tool, you're kind of a thing?
Because we
But
want to know.
yeah, because this world that Barry Keogan is thrust into is
Superficial.
it's a very superficial. It's a very um a lot. It's how what's the word? It's over the top.
Excessive.
It's
It is.
excessive.
It's a life of excess. It's a life of what would you want to
A
call
waste as well, I would say. There's a lot of
Yes.
waste. There's no stakes for them ever
Well,
because they
they have
everything. They have absolutely everything at their fingertips.
The worst thing about their day was having to go to London to go to a funeral for a friend.
Carrie Mulligan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, so,
I wish I didn't have to go to London.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't either if I lived in a giant castle.
Listen, that place is bigger. That place actually could fit the entire part of it. That place is so crazy.
It's so crazy.
What an estate.
People live like that.
I know they do. And John, that is
it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Question mark though, because like if you could have that, would you get lost in your own home?
I would get lost in my own home.
How do you even paint that many walls?
You don't. Everybody else does for you. They just wake up and start drinking immediately. That's all they do. And but anyway, so Barry Keogan is invited to Saltburn Estate, which is Jacob Oh-Lordy's family's home, which is a giant castle complete with a crazy hedge maze that has a really sexy minotaur in the middle of it.
John, I was here for. I
was like, okay, let's do this thing.
I said Lil Nas X had something to do with this.
And Fennel watched the Lil Nas X video and was like, you know what? That's going to be in Saltburn.
That's going to be in the center.
Taking it.
Also,
yeah.
Ew.
What?
Ew to the person who opens the door to meet them all. I can't remember his name. The butler.
Oh, the butler.
John.
The butler is really funny.
He's funny. This movie is a dark comedy for those out there. A psychological thriller, but
dark
also
comedy. I would say it's a gothic tale.
The butler is bordering that line of what do we want to call that? You know how when they almost look real, but they sort of look fake? I have it on the tip of my tongue. It's called wait. No, I've lost it.
We've lost all control of that.
We've lost all control of the word.
but so it's funny because whenever he goes
Uncanny Valley. I found it. Everyone. Does he not?
He does. Yeah. He looks there's a lot going on.
Do you think that's supposed to be? Because he also made me feel weird looking at him. I was like,
I think it was probably a deliberate casting.
Like,
choice.
Which side is this person on? Because I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I think he's on his side.
Who's his very
own side.
He's riding his own coattails.
He sticks around. But
wild.
But yeah, so Barry Keogan, he goes to this house for the summer, and it's
Demi Lovato song "Cool for the Summer." Just
cool
so you all
for the
know.
summer. Yes,
that's the song.
Her best song.
No, literally, I truly think the song was written based off "Cool for the Summer." If you listen to the lyrics and watch this movie, but play the song backwards because you have to.
You play Demi Lovato's song "Cool for the Summer" backwards, and it's just the theatrical release of Saltburn.
It's just ghosts screaming at each other.
Yeah. And so. So Barry Keogan, he's quickly like a fish out of water, but then he starts to slowly but surely start to lie to people, and we as the audience know that he's lying, but we don't know why.
He's assimilating because that's why.
Yeah, so he's like manipulating people. He manipulates the sister,
I
the
live.
the American cousin, I guess, who's living there.
Yeah, whose
And
name is Farley. Guys, Farley, Leigh.
we need to all
No.
collectively forget the name Farley. Farley.
Farley.
Farley.
Ugh.
So, and he also starts to manipulate the mom, Rosamund Pike, who's
Very easily.
Yeah. She's
John,
susceptible to things, to words and manipulation. But I mean, so everybody starts to take a liking to him except for cousin Farley, who is onto his game because he's pulling the same con on this family too. Like Barry Keogan wants to stay at Saltburn indefinitely.
John, imagine those two together. What a power couple. They could own the world.
They could have owned the world, but they were nemeses.
They were. And all they had to do was just band together. Girl, the power
form an
of those
alliance.
Two, they could have been the walking definition of the literal worst.
Well, Barry Keogan tries to during a party. He there's karaoke going on, and he tries, because Farley has saw some indiscretions involving period blood.
Yeah.
He he has something over Barry Keogan, so he tries to form an alliance, which is quickly undermined by Farley and embarrasses Barry Keogan. And so Barry Keogan straddles him naked in bed, as you do to threaten somebody, and forces him to behave and coerces him to do so with sexual intercourse.
Yeah.
And so the theme of power and sex and classism is abound in this movie.
Yeah.
But it all sort of culminates because Rosamund Pike is like, you know what? I really like you, Barry Keogan. Let's throw a birthday party for you. And boy, do they ever throw a birthday party for Barry Keogan. It's like the craziest birthday party.
John, it looked so fun.
It looked very fun.
Looked so fun.
Even though like hour one, there's somebody throwing up in a fountain.
How much more fun can you have?
Just get it all out and then go back to the party.
And then go back. Girl, you're not waking up with a hangover. You have nothing in you.
Yeah, you're fine.
You're good. Drink a couple glasses of water.
You're going to be okay. So they throw on this massive blowout party at Saltburn. And
but not before.
Yeah.
Not before Jacob Oh-Lordy's character, Felix, finds out that Oliver Quick is not so quick.
Yeah. Oliver Twist.
The Oliver Twist of it all.
Oliver Quick is actually of means of kind of an upper middle class suburb, and he had lied to Jacob Oh-Lordy and said that his dad had died to hurry to get into his favor, gain sympathy, get closer and bond to Felix, Jacob Oh-Lordy, so that he can get into Saltburn. And so Jacob Oh-Lordy finds it out and surprises him with a quick trip over to home because he hasn't seen his mom in a long time. And so he gets there, and it doesn't match up with the stories Oliver has been feeding him, which are like, my mom's a drunk, my dad's dead, I'm an only child,
my house is covered in rats.
It's disgusting.
Turns out the only rat in that house was him.
Was Oliver Twist.
What a jester.
Yeah. And he's wishing so Jacob Oh-Lordy's just going through it. They have a whole conversation with the parents. He does have siblings, and he did not get into Oxford on a scholarship.
No.
They're paying for it because he has some money.
Yep.
Yeah. So so there's a very awkward drive back to his birthday party.
He's a big old nerd with a big old crush.
On Jacob Oh-Lordy, but who wouldn't?
Listen.
There's something about that Jacob Oh-Lordy.
I'm not gonna lie.
Star quality.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also the acting level is really good.
Everyone in this movie, I will tell you guys right now, if you acting, A plus.
Rosamund Pike can do no wrong
Every single
in my
person in this,
book.
I was like, good for Margot Robbie because like you picked
Margot
really
Robbie's a
great people.
powerhouse.
She is.
Who would have known? Like biggest star
That's
in
all
the
I can
biz
say
right
is
now, and one of like the coolest, best like production companies.
literally one of the most recognizable faces probably ever because of Barbie, since so many people watched it.
I mean, yeah.
How many languages is that in now? Who knows?
Yeah, they
All
even
of
have
them?
all of them. They even have on HBO Max an ASL one.
Yes.
Which I was like, what? That's amazing.
Yes,
So,
that is actually very cool.
yeah. So it's like it's literally everyone can ingest Barbie.
Also, can I say something that's going to sound so crazy and sound so forever away?
What?
Babylon was released in 2023, John. Why did that feel 10 years ago?
It does feel like 10 years ago.
It was 2023. They premiered it.
Yeah, that needs
Why
to
did
get out
that
of
feel
here.
for a while? Like that was a while ago in my brain.
Yeah, I did not like Babylon.
I liked parts of Babylon.
Yes, parts of Babylon.
The filming
Elements
of Babylon was so good. The cinematography was so good. Acting was so good. The length was so bad.
Story was, huh?
The story did have me kind of like, but the story had promise. It just had it had its faults.
It did. It definitely did. But anyway,
back to Saltburn.
Saltburn. So Oliver's lies have been exposed, but not talked about. Jacob Elordi is keeping his secrets because Jacob Elordi turns out is kind of a nice guy.
Yeah, and also he really doesn't want to be embarrassed.
He doesn't want to be further embarrassed.
I actually think it's about saving face. It's him being nice, but also he has to save face because
he brought like this lying stranger into the house.
But guess what? The problem is him though, because in the beginning, if you remember, when Oliver first gets to the house, the whole family's gossiping about Oliver and his alleged family.
Mm-hmm.
Oliver told this to Felix, and Felix chose to share it with everybody, and he didn't have to.
Right.
He could have saved himself having to save face by keeping his mouth closed.
Right. But the family loves
So he's also not a very good person either.
Yeah, he does have his faults and flaws and stuff like that.
He is nice in a sense, but he's also very
yeah, but then instead of
telling everyone.
Yeah. So Oliver's whole thing is going to be blown out of the way. So he's spending the whole entire birthday party like thinking and calculating,
plotting.
And so he confronts he follows Jacob Elordi into the maze and where he's like getting
mid-coitus.
Interrupts mid-coitus.
Welcome to the stage, mid-coitus.
And he's like, hey, Jacob Elordi, I think this is a bad time to talk. And then Jacob Elordi's like, yeah. And so they kind of have it out. And Oliver confesses that he does love Jacob Elordi. And he just did all those lies to impress him, to get into his good graces, and to get closer to him because he loves him. And then he leaves back to the party after Jacob Elordi takes a big, huge swig from
Cristal.
From Cristal.
Throwback.
Yeah. And then
for those who know.
This movie does take place, by the way, all in 2006, which is very specific. Which is weird. It is
very specific.
It didn't need to, but it did.
I kind of enjoyed that it did though, because it like put a timestamp on it, and I was like, yeah, this all checks out actually.
Yeah. Who knows why or the connection Emerald has to 2006.
2006 must have been a year for her. She experienced this.
Probably. I'm sure it's not far off from what she's seen in her circle.
This is based off a true story, and just Emerald won't tell us.
Yeah, she's a rich gal.
So
so Barry Keogan. So in the morning after this big huge party, Rosamund Pike finds Jacob Elordi has died in the same spot that Barry Keogan left him that night before. And so they have a whole funeral.
Let's talk about that breakfast, which was literally hilarious.
That was probably my favorite scene, I would say.
That was one of the funniest things I have seen in a long time. It's actually so great.
It's because so after they discovered Jacob Elordi is dead, they all have lunch in the dining room, and they're all just trying not to talk about it while like the coroner is on the way.
You can hear the wheels squeaking on the stretcher.
Yeah, so and they're all just, and there's a big blowout where where Farley he kind of tries to put the blame on Barry Keogan, and Barry Keogan is like, oh well, maybe Jacob Elordi. He insinuates that Jacob Elordi would still be alive had you not brought all that cocaine to the party that Jacob Elordi took.
He turned it right back around on him,
and so which results in Farley being exiled from Saltburn immediately.
No more money. You've been cut off. Sorry, girl. Bye.
Sorry about it. So Barry Keogan is like, they do the funeral. Barry Keogan does something very interesting to Jacob Elordi's grave,
which we will not discuss here.
Why won't we discuss it?
I just don't know.
I thought it was an interesting choice. From the writers.
I kind of thought it was hilarious, but also I was like, this is so wild. But then when you really think about who the person is that Oliver is, I'm like, I could definitely see somebody with his personality flaws fucking some dirt.
Yeah, he does. He gets
some dirt in his pee hole.
He gets some dirt in his pee hole, and
also, do you know that he so he never used prosthetics in this movie?
Very interesting.
Just so you're aware,
did you look that up immediately?
Maybe.
I was wondering too, because it is there is some full frontal nudity on Barry Keogan's part, and
he's well endowed.
I would say his talents.
He's
a very talented person, and all around talented.
Just
like Oscar-winning talent.
Yeah. So just in case you guys are wondering.
Good for you, Barry.
Good for him.
So which they say in the movie.
Honestly, John, he was probably knocking the top of that casket.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not joking. Like,
yeah.
The last nail on the head. Let me get it.
Yeah. Like, oh, you missed a spot. And
hello.
So he screws Jacob Elordi's grave,
which is the craziest sentence one can say.
And then, but the Jacob Elordi's grieving sister isn't having any. She is not having this anymore. She's like, you know what? I just thought about it. I'm in the bathtub and I was doing some thinking. So
she's like, you might actually be a psycho.
We don't know anything about you, and you had only known Jacob Elordi for 6 months, and now he's dead, and you're still here. Why? Yep. And then she calls him stranger danger, which I loved.
And she also calls him surf, which is like, he goes, you've had so much to drink. He doesn't lose his cool, which is like, okay, this guy's plotting and scheming.
Yeah. Plotting and scheming. So she ends up dead by an apparent suicide.
Yeah, just
strangely, the night after she was like, I'm gonna expose you and like you're gonna be out of this place, and threatens his whole Saltburn agenda. So she's dead. They have another funeral, and the dad, Mr. Saltburn.
Yeah, Mr. Saltburn.
Mr. Saltburn. He's like, you have to leave. And he's like, no, Rosamund Pike like wants me here. So like, I'm not going to do that to her. She's like in a really bad spot mentally right now. I'm not going to abandon my friend. And he's like, but you need to leave. So how much do I have to pay you to do so? And then Barry Keoghan's like, what are you even doing?
He's like, I would never.
And then
And he turns his head and he's like, blank check.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know
them blank checks.
We don't know the amount, but he does end up leaving, and all of the staff who like know what he's up to, like see him out.
And they're all outside smoking cigarettes. Not one of them jumped him because I don't think the staff liked being there to begin with. They're like,
yeah. I think the staff though was onto his game.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but they're just like,
sure.
Like, who's this interloper in here?
Also, they can't say anything because Rosamund Pike's character loves him. You couldn't say anything bad about him. She'd fire you in a heartbeat. They're like, well, he just murdered 2 of your children, but how do you like your eggs?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So he goes back to his life and he has some money now. And turns out we start to get to the resolution of it all. And he sees in the paper that Mr. Saltburn has died.
He has passed away.
He has died.
Gracefully, I'm sure. Very rich.
Yes, very wealthy. And so he stages a run-in with Rosamund Pike.
Yes, he does.
To run back into her. And she's like, oh my gosh, Barry Keogan at the same place where I just bought a flat down the street. And then at the end of it, she's like, you know what? You should come to Saltburn and stay. And he's like, okay.
He's like, I could never. Oh, yes.
He's like, you know what? No, it's not, it's going to be too much. Okay. And then he
talked me into it.
If you insist. So he actually
asks if the butler's still there, though, which I thought was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought that was interesting because he did ask if the butler was there, whose name I can't remember, and I'm sorry. We'll just call him Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
We'll call it, Uncanny Valley.
Uncanny Valley, I think he had gone. And so he goes back to Saltburn, where he finally gets, he manipulates Rosamund Pike to sign everything over to him in the event that she should pass away. And then she falls mysteriously and quickly ill.
Yeah.
And he's just waiting for her to kick the bucket and cash in.
That was Oleander's. Oleander's, I believe it.
Yeah, Oleander's.
I don't even know if they have honestly, it was probably foxglove. I bet you said, bitch, here is a little foxglove flower. I'm going to put this in your morning tea.
And you're gonna die.
You're gonna sleep forever.
Yeah. So he's recounting his whole entire truth and plan to Rosamund Pike while she's on a ventilator and can't move. She is like in a vegetative state.
And she can hear him, and she's like, "I've been had, girl."
Yeah. It's like, oops. And
literally, like you said, when he rips that ventilator out of her throat, do you know what that gave me? Mortal Kombat 1, Sub-Zero's fatality,
finisher,
ripping the spine out.
Yeah, definitely.
That is what it felt like to me. I said, "This is Mortal Kombat, bitch."
It was Mortal Kombat level violence.
Like this is crazy.
It was violent. It was cool, and so we see visually all the pieces that were missing. The way Barry Keogan meets Jacob Elordi, he staged because he put a thumbtack in his bike tire, and then followed him. And Barry Keogan, he overdosed. He spiked Jacob Elordi's champagne and caused him to overdose. Crystal, right?
Crystal. Yeah.
And caused him to die.
Of Showgirls fame. Crystal of Showgirls fame.
Showgirls fame. And he stage managed this whole entire thing. He put razor blades.
Girl, he stage managed. He did stage manage. He is the ultimate momager. He controls everything.
Exactly. So he was like
he mothered his way to the top.
Yeah. And Barry Keogan was mothering hard. And then he poisoned Rosamund Pike and kills her and takes Saltburn. He takes it.
How do you even work your way?
Yeah. And even like the little tiniest details in hindsight, whenever they were still at university, not yet at Saltburn, he made Jacob Elordi think that he didn't have any money whenever he actually did. It's so crazy.
There's so many little things. This movie's, I did not know what I was getting into.
Yeah.
I literally thought this was going to be a school drama. I had no clue. And then there are so many.
So Barry Keogan is now like a billionaire living in a castle all by himself. And he decides to celebrate by dancing around naked. No prosthetics, apparently.
I love the scene.
It was a great scene.
I actually think it's probably one of my favorite, and not the nude part. It's so chaotic and it is so wild.
Yeah. And he's just like, he's eating. He ate.
Speaking of John, he was Buffalo Billing through that house.
He was Buffalo Billing through the house. And and then it ends, and that is Saltburn.
That is Saltburn. John, did you feel the burn?
I did feel the burn. At first I didn't feel the burn. I didn't.
I remember you and I spoke of it because here's the thing. Until it went from the college thing, I was like, where are we going with this? Because I didn't want to be the slow, like cutesy, like, oh, it's going to be this rich
felt like
man.
It felt like it was like turning into like a teen movie almost, like the whole university sequence, like the first 30 to 45 minutes before they arrive at Saltburn felt off to me and kind of a little boring.
And here's the thing is, okay, so I can recognize that, but also I love that I love the hard left it took, because you think you're getting one thing and you get one of my favorite lines out of this movie out of it, when that girl is like, the girl who was seeing Felix is now having about to have intercourse with Oliver, and it's like, do you think it'll make him jealous? And he goes, I don't think it'll register at all. And you're like, there's something wrong with this person.
Saltburn.
Ooh, Saltburn. And she gets it because she knows exactly. I'm not even a twinkle in this dude's eye. I thought I have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, it's a very interesting movie. I liked everything whenever they finally get to Saltburn. And the manipulation starts. That's whenever for me I was in, because I was like, before that I was like, where is this movie going? Like, why are we following like this? What's the point? And then we start to see Oliver, he begins to lie and we don't know why. And then that for me like raised the tension. So I was like, oh, he's lying. And he's causing trouble.
John, he is sowing these crazy seeds of deception.
And you don't, and then it's not until like Farley knows what he is. And then like you see, you kind of piece together that Oliver is after staying at Saltburn indefinitely and like having a nice little time. But to what end? The twist at the end was like, oh, he like wants to take all of their money and own Saltburn and kill everyone.
He is a psychopath. He is a psychopath.
Yes.
Okay, so since we've got through it, and we hope you guys enjoyed our little synopsis, John, what is your Rosamund Pike and Thorn? What's your Rosamund?
And what's your Pike?
And what's your Pike?
My Rosamund is...
Is it Rosamund?
It's Rosamund.
It is? Okay, honestly.
Because she's fancy.
That makes it sound even cooler. Okay, Rosamund.
Rosamund Pike.
What's your Rosamund?
My Rosamund is Rosamund. Rosamund was Rosamunding. Was Rosaming hard.
So amazing, dude.
Yeah, it was.
She's so good.
Yeah, she's so. Yeah, her. Also, Barry Keogan. His performance was really, really good. I was invested, and I really liked how pervy everything was.
It was so pervy. This movie was so pervy.
Emerald Fennel and her, I forgot the other writer that she wrote this with. They sat down and was like, let's perv out.
Let's be so horny, but also rich horny, which is a different horny, I guess.
It's a different kind of perv.
It is.
It's an aspirational perv.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your Thorn? What's
my
your your
thorns.
pike? What's your pike?
My pike is definitely let's see. The beginning. You know what I mean? Even though
Yeah.
it all does like tie up and nicely and pays off in the end, like I didn't appreciate the tone in the beginning because the tone do be shifting. Uh it
I can
starts
see
to
what you mean, how it feels like this. So
it
if you're
felt
looking
like
at
an
it,
early aughts like teen movie with really petty themes.
can I tell you that it felt like it was bookended?
Yeah. Yeah.
To me, even though I did like how it switches to this thing, it felt like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
so sorry.
So it felt like it was bookended because they had to get to Saltburn. So it was this, then you had this much, and you had a little bit of feeling. There was some feeling, and then it was Saltburn. But sorry, this is your pike.
No, but I mean, it was just my whole thing was just like, yeah, I liked it, but at the same time, the tone at that time just felt like a movie I didn't want to watch. And so, but whenever they did get to Saltburn, that started to feel like a movie I wanted to watch. And then it starts to get really thriller oriented as it progresses, and the whole tone shifts to something scary.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, work, Emerald. You got control over this ship. That's great. But like I tried to watch this a couple of weeks ago and turned it off and like wrote it off completely.
You did until it was me. It was me. Hi, everybody. I did this.
Until I was forced to watch it for the podcast. And I enjoyed it. I was like,
okay.
Oh, I was like, these twists and turns are really turning.
Were they ever?
They're twisting and they're turning and
this is a maze, bitch.
Yeah, we're in a maze, bitch.
It was an amaze boosh.
An amaze, bitch.
So,
what was your Rosamund and what was your pike, Travis?
So my Rosamund was how unhinged this movie became.
Yeah, it does get really unhinged.
This movie flew right off the handles, girl. You could not put that door back on. There were no hinges left. I don't even know.
Hinges? Who?
Because who is she? Exit stage left. So this was so crazy because I literally had no idea what this was about.
Yeah.
I loved the cast.
Yeah, the cast.
I loved the cast.
Yeah.
My pike for this was but I actually had a clear and concise pike for this.
Was it let me try to jog your memory.
Oh, nope. I'm back.
He's back in the game.
Okay. My pike was, I don't like how it felt like it ended when he had coitus with the grave and then it continued for 30 more minutes.
Yeah.
That was my pike. I kind of wish there was that's just me personally because I truly did it.
Pacing wise,
it was over, and then we got another 2 deaths.
Yeah, I liked the lengthy resolution. However, the pacing could have been tightened up a bit.
That felt like a speed bump.
Yeah,
it felt like a speed bump, even though I know it was necessary.
That the having sex with the grave scene, I feel like was just Emerald Fennel perving out over Barry Keogan.
Probably. Yeah. But that's it. That was my speed bump in it. Yeah. There were a lot of things that I really, really enjoy. I will tell you what, cinematography, girl, acting, stellar by everyone.
They came and they ate.
They came, and then Barry Keogan licked it up at the bottom of a tub.
Yeah. Cool. Which also, I'm going to stand by it. I wasn't mad at that.
I wasn't either, but that slurping, John.
Wasn't mad about it.
He was not. Listen, this was not cereal milk, friends. You get what I'm saying? This is not cereal milk. And it made me feel very crazy because I was like, what are you doing? He's going to come in here and see you slurping up his friends.
Yeah, I feel like he probably would have not have minded being discovered in that moment.
Maybe not. I think he was in it. So that was Saltburn. I think, should we get into our review of it all?
Did we just do that?
We did our our Rosamund and our Pike,
Yeah.
but also I think we need, before we get into the Rotten Tomatoes of it all, we need to do our 8 out of our 10.
Oh, that's right. We do rank
our out of 10
on Mean Girls Interrupted. Okay, so Travis, for you, at 1 out of, there's so many things.
There are so many things.
So 1 out of 10 funeral stones thrown into a pile of vomit.
Sure. I did like that. I'm so glad you brought that up. I love that. I love that little detail, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like foreshadowing.
Yes. And how much of those would you give?
I would give this movie an 8. I think I would give this movie an 8.
A solid 8.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie. It's not the best movie.
This is a wild ride of a movie.
Yeah, this movie has commitment, though. You got to admire the commitment.
I love the commitment. It definitely subverted my expectations because I didn't know what to expect.
It subverts them because you cannot have expectations of any of things that are going on. Like, so it's such an unexpected movie.
Maybe that's what I see. That's the unhinged nature of it that kept me interested. I was like, where is this going?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I like a journey. I think I like a journey. And this movie gave me
a journey.
It gave me a journey, not the band Journey because copyright, but a journey.
It gave us Journeys, the store in the mall.
Yeah. Yes, it did. Girl. You better wear them soles into the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yes,
that's mine. 8 out of 10. You guys already heard our Rose and Thorn. So John, out of this is a tough one.
There's a lot of things. Yeah. There are a lot of things, details.
Okay. All right. So out of 10 karaoke songs that are subtle roast to you while you're in the company of people who recognize that you are poor, how many of those karaoke songs would you give it?
Out of all of those, out of that song that sort of exploits the fact that I'm a nobody.
Yep.
In front of everyone, who is somebody, I would give this movie. I would give this a solid 7.
Okay, that's not bad.
Just because not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Do I think Barry Keogan is going to be nominated for an Oscar? Yes, I do.
Most likely.
He's going to be that dark horse.
I do believe so.
Yeah, he's going to have a leading dude Oscar nomination for sure. I also think that this movie itself might be a dark horse in some areas, especially Rosamund Pike as a best supporting actress nominee.
For sure.
That could easily go to her.
I could see that too. So we're going to have Julianne Moore. We're going to have Natalie Portman. We're going to have who we just talked about.
Rosamund Pike.
Not just Rosamund Pike, but also we talked. What movie did we do 2 weeks ago?
I can't remember.
What was it? It was really good.
We thought there was going
to be a. Who cares?
Let's
go back and listen to it. I'm sure it was good.
Yeah, and so I feel like Barry Keogan could easily get a nomination because he pulls out all the stops.
Yeah.
In the drains.
Yeah, I was. John,
oh yes.
How dare you take that joke out of my mouth?
I saw it coming and I snatched it right out of the mouth.
There we go. Well, that's good. I think that's okay. So I guess the last thing we do is get into the Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes. The tomatometer is 71%.
Hey,
and the audience score is 79%, which is basically a B.
John, both of us. So you were a critic score this time. I was an audience score because I had the 8. You had the 7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Great. Yeah. This movie is definitely worth a watch. In my opinion, it's worth a watch. It is.
Watch it.
So
don't
wild.
watch it. Don't watch it with parents.
No.
Don't watch it with your children.
People.
Yeah. Don't watch it with anybody you wouldn't be comfortable being uncomfortable with.
This movie is rated R and it earned the R rating.
Yeah. Like
So
I wouldn't have been surprised if this like got an NC-17 at some point.
they probably could.
I want
I'm
to see what
thinking
ended
that.
up on the editing floor is what I want to
Listen,
know.
girl, I was just about to say, what did they cut from this movie?
Exactly. Emerald Fennel is like
know.
watching a lot of crazy footage at home. I'm sure of it.
There was some shit in here that they were like, we
Like,
absolutely.
that's a little too far.
I don't know if we can put this on Amazon. So
No. But good for
that's
Emerald
it.
Fennel. I think she knows how to spin a yarn.
Oh,
That emerald.
yeah, a spin a web, if you will.
Yeah, a web with a spider in it. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, no, no.
Oh,
Oh, no, no, no.
oh, no, 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 no.
No, don't say it.
No, 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 no. So yeah, so that's the show, everyone. Like, comment, rate, review. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts, especially on Apple Podcasts, and like just talk to us every once in a while. We want to hear from you.
You can go to Instagram. We actually still check it. We haven't posted in a while. We're busy. But we're trying.
We're busy
trying.
gals, you guys. The celebrities have taken podcasts away from the poor people. And
as they do, Saltburn.
We have been salt burned.
We've been salt burned by the rich.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. I'm looking at you, Kiki Palmer.
We love you though.
But we do love you.
We'll never not love you.
We'll never not love a Kiki.
Actually, she's so funny.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
Well, that's it, Travis.
John, I love this always. You guys, you can either catch us next week or you can catch us sometime after. Who knows? Surprise, bitch. It's 2024. Yeah. You're going to get what you get.
And at that, we'll have to see you at the movies.
Roll the credits, you moth who is attracted to shiny things, which is Mean Girls Interrupted.
Yeah.
Roll the credits.
Bye.
Bye.